Hello everyone. Let me check just I'm live or not. Yeah, we are live. So I hope you are also able to see the screen. Yeah. So hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So we have covered all important theoretical concepts of AI and ML in the previous videos, and where I explain AI in such a manner that even a non-CS background person can also fully understand it. And if you want to start with the practical only, then without further delay, we can start in this project. So we are starting a new AI project where we doing everything from very scratch. And as in the like in the real world, we need to first set up the infrastructure for doing anything. So for our AI project, we first need to set up our infrastructure. So, in, whenever you make a model for your client, they want full control over their IT resources. I already explained what are IT resources in the previous video. Um, so the first basic thing we need to do is to create a SageMaker notebook instance. So for that, you have to go to the search bar and search for SageMaker, Amazon SageMaker. So what is this Amazon SageMaker? So Amazon SageMaker is basically a service to where you can build and train and deploy machine learning models, and it will be very helpful if you want. Like it can do end-to-end work from starting to. Uh, it can do end-to-end work from all requirements which are required to deploy to them and in the production environment of machine learning models. You can directly do that using Amazon SageMaker. So let's click on that. So basically, we are trying to create SageMaker notebook instance. So here in the notebook section down there, you can see this notebook instance. So just click on it. So here you can see this create notebook instance. So before we go ahead with this, we need to understand what is this SageMaker notebook instance. So as we already learned that SageMaker first is a Amazon AWS service that which is used to build, train, and deploy machine learning model at scale. And in the real world, it is the quickest and the easiest method which I found to deploy any model into the production. And notebook. So second word in the SageMaker notebook instance is notebook. So we can call any instance a notebook when it has an JupyterLab notebooks or a JupyterLab application. So it is nothing but it you can say that it is machine learning's visual code. So where you write the your code, machine learning code, and you do all your machine learning stuff for that of now. You can understand like this. So basically, it is a web-based IDE, just like we have Visual Studio Code. It is a similar IDE for machine learning purposes, and I found it is a community standard for doing and performing interactive computing. So these documents are really helpful as we write the code there, and we can also write the instruction. We can do the computation directly on that document, Jupyter Notebook page, and we can do much more with that. So like if your instance if your any service has that Jupyter application, then we can call it as Jupyter notebook. Basically notebook word comes from that. And last word is instance. So in AWS servers or virtual servers, we can see they are known as EC2 instance, or simply we call them instances. So that's why SageMaker notebook instance becomes a special type of EC2 instances. Basically, they are EC2 instances, but they are especially optimized for the machine learning purposes, and they already have Jupyter notebook installed on them. So that's why they are known as SageMaker notebook instances. And they also, apart from the Jupyter notebook, as they are optimized for machine learning, so they have already installed a Amazon SageMaker on them, and they have some machine learning SDK libraries installed on them from AWS, and a set of Anaconda libraries which are very useful for the machine learning purposes. So like before we start creating the notebook instance, we need to first check before you doing anything by your own, I suggest always check this free tier page, which I provide the link in the description, to check like it is really free for you even you are using the free tier account. there are some services which are not free for the like there are different time periods for different services. Same is the case with the SageMaker also. So if you click on this machine learning icon, you can see the SageMaker is free only for the first 2 months for free trial. So that is very important to note down that it is free for only 2 months. And there are certain limits also according to the instance type. So make sure you read all this and then select it. Or you can if you want to spend some less money, so you can utilize that. I will tell you how you can reduce the minimize the cost as much as possible. We because even I have to take care of the cost. So without any further delay, let's click on this create notebook instance. So here, as usual, it is asking for instance name. So you can write your any name which you want. So I will write it demo instance English. So this video will also be available in the Hindi. So you can check if you want to watch this video in Hindi, then you can click on the video link below and watch it. And demo instance English. So, and next it is asking for the instance type, notebook instance type. So what is this instance type for the freshers I am explaining? So it is basically a combination of CPU and RAM which you want for your notebook instance. So uh, just if we go to this page, I will provide the link for the same in the description as well, Amazon SageMaker pricing. So like here, if I go to my notebook page back, that you can see MLT3 medium. So currently it is defaultly selected MLT3 medium. So if we go down and go and select this notebook instances, so here you can see MLT3 medium has two virtual CPUs and 4 GB of RAM. And it will cost you if you are utilizing in not to the free trial of a free tier account, then you have to pay for this, which is comparatively very less because AWS works on the model of pay as you go pricing. So whatever you're utilizing, you have to pay for that. Just like here, you are utilizing 8 GB of RAM, then you have to pay a slightly more compared to that per hour. Okay. So, uh, we are of course going for the least amount, which is taking very least. So I can see but we have to take care according to our project also that it sustain our project. So for our project I checked it is ml2 to ml2 t mlt2 medium, so which also has 2 virtual cpu and 4 GB of ram, and it costs less than compared to mlt3 medium. So of course we are going to here and change it to ml2 to mlt2 medium. Okay. And in the platform identifier, so what is this platform identifier? So here you can see two terms. First is the Amazon Linux 2, which is our operating system, just like we have Windows and Mac OS. Similarly, it is an OS based on the Linux kernel from Amazon itself. So Amazon Linux 2. And second is the JupyterLab 3, which is the like ID which we already talked about. So machine learning similar to machine learning VS Code. So there are two version available for us. You can select the lab one version 3. So of course we are going to the latest version, and then there is some additional configuration. So these three options are optional, but still I going to explain you. Although we are going to not utilize this. So in the lifecycle configuration, you can like uh, put the scripts there direct. Just like if I click on this create a new lifecycle configuration, so you can just give a script any name here. And here you see two type of script. One is the start notebook script and one is the create notebook script. So start notebook script is are the script which you want to run every time you start and stop the your instance. So then you utilize the start notebook, and this is like similar to we have user data into our EC2 instance. So that is similar to create notebook where it runs only very first time you initialize your notebook instance. So I provide a various scripts which we can you can see on the screen. I will provide the link of this GitHub in the description. So there are multiple scripts available. You can choose any. Just like we can take example of this setup of Git configuration, which we can use to set up our Git username and Git email address. So you just simply go there and like copy it and just paste it here. So you can see, always make sure that these two lines should be there, and just you can replace it with your username and just click on create config. So whenever we initialize it, it is going to run if we put in the create notebook instant scripts, and in the start notebook if you put it, then it runs every time you start, even after stopping it and you want to start it again, then that script will run again. Okay, then click on create config and it will run you. So currently we are not utilizing it. Next is the volume size in GB. So for our instance, we require a certain storage to store all these JupyterLab notebooks and multiple SDK libraries we are storing. So for that, we require an EBS volume. So currently we are utilizing 5 GB of EBS volume because that is the least we have to take it, and it is coming by default, and you can go up to 16 TB. So you can put according to that. Of course, like we are going for the bare minimum, so it will cost us very less. And next is the minimum IMDS version. So IMDS is instance metadata service. So basically, if you want to utilize like if you want to retrieve the instance metadata from your particular instance, then there are two versions available. First one is the request response method, and second one is the session oriented method. Of course, the second version is much better and more secure, as you can like put or get headers are directly unique to this version. So, and after the session is over, that like data will be closed, and that's as soon as the session close. So it will be very easy, like it will be much more secure when you utilize this session oriented method. Okay, so of course, yeah, there are two versions available. We have selected the latest version, and all these are optional. No, if you are like, no need to worry. Just I'm trying to explain you each and every term. Next is in the permission and encryption section. You can see this IAM role. So I suggest you to create a new role, and just make sure like it will be as default as possible. Like we are not going to change anything because it requires the permission to all the S3s bucket. So it will make sure like we not face any problem while doing any project. So we should create the default role because it requires the full access of the Amazon SageMaker. So it will require this policy. So which you can see, and just click on this create role. So it will instantly create me a role. So you can see Amazon SageMaker execution role it has created. Next is the root access. So basically, just like we have root access into a Linux kernel and Linux operating systems. So if you want to give user like admin privileges, then you can click on enable. And if you want to click on, if you don't want to give it, then click on disable. Basically, but if you are you have to run, if you are utilizing this lifecycle configuration as you are running the script on the server, so you do require the admin privileges. So in that case you can't click on disable. So that's why it is saying lifecycle configuration always have root access. So then next is the encryption key. So encryption key, here you can put an KMS key ARN. So ARN basically whenever you want to reference any Amazon resources, that's why ARN stands for Amazon resource name. So you can put here, even when we make this notebook instant, it also has its own ARN to recognize itself uniquely. And KMS is basically a key management service from AWS, which may, if you want to encrypt anything, so you apply this KMS service. It is very useful service, and this way you can basically it like you can say it is create and control these cryptographic keys which protect your data and encrypt your data basically. So you can enter that ARN, and next three options are optional, so you can click on create notebook instant, but just for the explanation I can show you what are these. So first option in the network is the VPC, and so if you can select the VPC. So for those who don't know what is VPC, so like with VPC you can like launch your AWS resources into a logical isolated virtual network which you have defined, and this virtual network you can treat it as like your own data center. So each VPC will be its like own data center, and you can utilize different benefits. So your resources, if are tagged into a one VPC, will be separated from the other VPC resources. So in companies we generally use, and if you want to make it as a, you don't want to provide the internet access, then you can utilize a private VPC and use that. But currently for our project we require internet access, so I'm not selecting any VPC here, and you can utilize this. Git repository, of course, you know, like a storage for our code, and similarly if you have your ML code into GitHub, GitLab or any Git repository, you can select from direct here, click on here, and if you want for this instance only, then you can click here and just paste your GitHub or whatever Git URL here. And if you want to like utilize it later for another project or for another notebook instance, just click here and it will take you to this page where you can add a repository, or you can directly create a new repository from here in the SageMaker itself. So yeah, next is the tag. So tag is like similarly you can add different tags. Generally we had like a environment tag here, and just like production environment to identify resources and to segregate if you want to see all the production resources, then using this tag it will be very easy. So this way you can put it. So we have covered all the criterias which it is asking to create the notebook instance. So just click on create notebook instance. Okay, we have selected here, so no custom encryption. Yeah, so it shows success, your notebook instance is being created, and open the notebook instance when it is in service. So currently you can see status is in pending state. So after that when it comes to in service status, we will create it. So till then we can explore other things what it has created apart from what we have selected. So we have like it has created 5 GB of EBS, T2 medium we have selected, and as I say I was saying that it will every resources as a unique ARN. So you can see this is also a ARN is created for this notebook instance. And no Git repository we have selected. So this is the IAM role we have selected. So we can explore that till now, till it is coming into in service status. So you can see this SageMaker full access policy is attached to it, and here you can see it is allowing all the things which are required to do SageMaker. So basically you can explore it, and if your organization want to restrict it some resources, then you can just make an or want to add a different action, then you can do it, edit the policy and just do it accordingly. And in the network section we have not applied any VPC settings, so we have direct internet access, and it automatically creates the log which we have not selected, but it is a default setting into our monitor. You can like restrict it from organization, but defaultly it create an CloudWatch log. So click on here view logs, and here you can see in the logs group. So if you want to, okay, there is some error. I guess it is still in the processing, so it is taking time to do that. When it will be done, we can see that here. So yeah, it is currently in the pending state only. So it might take some time, depend on the different whatever instance you have selected, whatever the configuration you have selected, it can take time that accordingly. So till then we can explore some other things. So we have already like I talk about the no Jupyter notebooks and Jupyter notebook instances, that it is similar to what is we have seen with the Visual Studio Code. Basically, we write our ML computation code there and do all our machine learning stuff in the Jupyter notebooks. And similarly, we have already talked into our theoretical videos about these foundational models. So you can directly come here as well. So that way you can explore many things. Okay, so as I see now, status is in service. So our demo instance English is now completely created, and here you see two options in the action part: Open Jupyter and Open JupyterLab. So you can click on Open JupyterLab, which is a better version of Jupyter. So if you are like confusing between what is this Jupyter and JupyterLab, so basically they are nothing. They are just like a new version is the JupyterLab of that IDE, and older version is Jupyter Notebook, the classic notebook interface. So which is more basic, but is still it is working. And there is a newer version of next generation, which has all the even the notebooks, code, data. You can put everything, which I really like, and it is a community standard which use across all the clients. So you should utilize it. So yeah. So as I click on JupyterLab, you can see there is a screen I loaded, and you can see there are some Conda notebooks there, and there's a console is there. So we will explore more in this into the next video, as I can see this is get a bit longer. So I hope you enjoy this video. See you guys in the next video. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section. I will respond to any section. Before closing this, let me check if anybody is there in the chat. Yeah, so just saying hi and hello. So yeah, hi everyone. So let me end this session and see you guys in the next video. Thanks.